Well, as you see, my furnace is sitting there, and parts of a dismantled basketball goal. Anyway, the goal's irrelevant for the moment, but except for the fact that I got these two pieces of tubing off of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make some changes to the furnace that I've been intending to do for quite a while. I want to put some wheels on it so I can roll it around instead of having to walk it around. So I'm going to use one of the pieces of tube for that. Turn down the bar so it can slide inside the tube and mount the axles of whichever wheel I decide to use. And also at the same time I'm going to cut down this piece to make some feet, because the box tubes are just open, and I also need to clean them up and paint them before they rust anymore. And another thing I'd like to do is figure out some way to, since I'm going to be putting wheels on it, I'd also like to make a handle that can sort of, well, I'll probably do a Y arm and then go to a pivot on the side, so it'll lift this up and swing it out of the way. And that's the general idea of my next project. Well, I cut up one of those pieces of tubing to be long enough to fit across there, and that axle will go in there, something sort of like that. Anyway, also cut these really crappy brackets so that I can weld the tube to them to keep it straight and everything. And just so you see, the wheel's going to be a little bit below that level. That'll be welded in there sort of like that. But anyhow, that's my progress so far. And running into the shop right quick, I cut a 2-inch slug of this 3/4 inch hot rolled forgot the pipe. Anyway, I turned the tube down and drilled it out big enough for the axle. But anyway, that's gonna go on there or something like that and be wedged up in there. I'm gonna flip it around, do the other end, and then I'll pretty much cut it in half so that I can weld it in there like that. And what I'm probably going to do, forgive the mess on my workbench, as you can see, and I set all this crap out there and get it ready, and then forget to clean it up after I'm done. Anywho, the hole's not all the way through yet, but give you the idea, I'm gonna stick that in there and weld the head there so it won't move. That'll give enough sticking through to shove that up there and still have room for the wheel, and then I'll cut the excess threads off. So that's where I'm at so far. Okay, this next bit is going to be for all you machining nuts who just absolutely have to watch every single operation. I'm gonna break here and then restart it so you can watch all the nonsense. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Since I'm bored from both ends, let's see. Oh, I like that. All right. Looky there. Yeah, you can't see through it, but maybe you can, I don't know. Anyway, since I broke my parting tool quite some time ago, I'm going to take this over to my bandsaw and just cut it in half, then I'll bring it back and clean up, face the ends and clean them up again. Like I said, I'm going to weld the bolt in there, and it'll get shoved inside the end of the tubing. And then you'll have the wheel and a nut, and anywho, more later. I don't know if I've ever actually showed you my bandsaw table in action, so I'll show you real time, although it'll be speeded up, change out and cutting, and then putting it back. But yeah, that's all, folks. Not really, I got more to show you. But anyway, quick and dirty. Well, I've cleaned the ends of this up, and while I don't have any acetone, I do have some rather old denatured alcohol. So I can at least degrease the fittings that I turned on the lathe. Yeah, I did leave a little bit of saw marks on there, but for the most part, I think it'll be okay. Oop, I think that one goes in the other end. Or it probably doesn't even matter. Almost get drunk off the fumes from this crap. Definitely methanol. Says right on it, may cause blindness if swallowed. So you don't want to drink this stuff. $12.11.98. Well, I guess this stuff's been sitting around for quite a while. Anywho, I've got them in there, and I'll be welding them up. Bolts have some sort of a yellow coating, so I'm grinding it off or brushing it off before I weld. There we go. I guess I need to run and drill through that or something to clean it up. Yeah. There we go. And like everything else, when you weld something, you end up sort of heat treating it. Look at them pretty colors. I'll brush off the oxides and everything after they cool down, but ain't that pretty? Brushing it will probably just take the surface coloration off, and then I can weld it to those. Something sort of like that. Anyway.